My name is Ashley DeMatos, and this is the citric acid cycle, also known as the Krebs cycle, in cellular respiration. The citric acid cycle occurs in the matrix of the mitochondria and is an aerobic process, meaning it needs oxygen to create energy. In the citric acid cycle, there are a total of 8 steps of oxidation to produce NADH, FADH2, and ATP. To demonstrate the different molecules in the citric acid cycle, I will be using colored beads to represent each molecule as I explain the process. The primary substrate for the citric acid cycle is a pyruvate. A pyruvate is made through a process called glycolysis. In this process, glycolysis breaks apart a 6-carbon chain of glucose into 2 pyruvates. In each pyruvate, there will be 3 carbons. For the pyruvate to enter the citric acid cycle, it has to be transformed into acetyl-CoA. For this to happen, coenzyme A has to be bonded with the pyruvate to oxidize it. During this process, 1 carbon will be kicked off, making it CO2, and then an NADH will be created. The 2-carbon molecule will now be known as acetyl-CoA. But keep in mind, we haven't entered the citric acid cycle. Once the pyruvate is converted into acetyl-CoA, we can start the citric acid cycle. The first step will require a 4-carbon molecule known as oxaloacetate. This 4-carbon molecule will combine with a 2-carbon molecule known as acetyl-CoA. These 2 carbon molecules will be converted into citric acid, which is a 6-carbon molecule. Citric acid is then used to make a 6-carbon molecule, isocitric acid. In the next step, NAD will take out a hydrogen molecule from isocitric acid, making it into NADH. In this process, 1 carbon will be lost, turning it into carbon dioxide, and a 5-carbon molecule known as alpha ketoglutarate will be created. Then again, the same thing will happen. 1 carbon will be kicked off, making it carbon dioxide, and an NADH will be created. During this process, a coenzyme A will also be added, making a 4-carbon molecule known as succinyl-CoA. In succinyl-CoA, an H2O will be added to break off the coenzyme to turn the succinyl-CoA into succinic acid. That is a 4-carbon molecule. During this process, a GDP will be added to create a GTP. The GTP, which is equivalent to an ATP, will take a phosphate group to ADP to create ATP, which is energy. Succinic acid is then broken down into another 4-carbon molecule known as fumaric acid. In this process, an FAD takes 2 hydrogen molecules, making them into FADH2. Fumaric acid is then added with water to create the 4-carbon molecule malic acid, oxidized to complete the cycle and turn into the 4-carbon molecule oxaloacetate. During this process, we then create another NADH. Now, because there were 2 pyruvates, the cycle has to repeat all the steps one more time. After the 2 cycles have been completed, you will end up netting 2 ATP, 2 FADH2s, and 3 NADHs. This will have completed the citric acid cycle. Thank you so much for watching.